I'm your host, Ring bin Muhammad Rafi, and here is my YouTube channel, Zamir Universal. I have been away and I have given the explanation why I have been away, and I hope to God that very soon there will be an alternative platform for the social media apart from YouTube and the TikTok. Reason is that you have now seen the series of assassinations, and where the Facebook owner, who again is the very youngish Jew, and how he helped by the technology and how he used the technology for the dirty act, and which is now going to lead the World War III, and millions of people are going to die, starting from the Middle East. I think then the whole East, West, North or South is going to be involved. The illegitimate child in the lap of the United States of America, which the Harry Truman, looked for that, although he had an alternative to create and get these, the scum of the society settled in somewhere in remote parts of the Africa, where they would have so far been suffering from drought, suffering from starvation, suffering from dehydration, and then they would have realized that to getting a shelter. But unfortunately, he chose Palestine, and that was an easy prey for him, and it's the fault of the Muslims. He controls you that what kind of a content you can put on the YouTube. Although they put naked women, put the LGBT and all the pornography you can find on the YouTube. Even in the animals, you find all these sorts of things. But it is funny that what kind of culture, what kind of things they are promoting, and they have their community rights. They use it when they want it, and that's where the WhatsApp was used to assassinate Ismail Haniyeh. Now, what is the cost going to be there? Then no matter what Harris says, no matter what Trump says, no matter what Biden says, they are all the same. After the assassination of John F. Kennedy, I think you've seen that the America changed completely and fell into the hands of the scum of the society, so-called the Jews, and the agency which controls these as puppets is the epic. And similarly, they have.
If the United States goes to war with Iran in the near future, it will not be because Tehran actually threatens America. It will be because Israel and its powerful lobby in the U.S. have succeeded in creating an essentially false casus belli to mandate such action. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who once commented that 9/11 was good for Israel, has repeatedly sought to commit our government to draw red lines that would narrow options for the White House and de facto require it to take action with the military against Iran.
Khalil al-Hayya, a senior Hamas leader, pledged that Israel would face severe consequences for the assassination of Hamas Politburo chief Ismail Haniyeh. Speaking at a press conference in Iran on July 31st, al-Hayya detailed the circumstances of the attack, stating that a missile struck Haniyeh's room, killing him and one of his bodyguards and causing extensive damage. Al-Hayya emphasized that Hamas is awaiting the results of Iran's comprehensive investigation into the assassination. He accused Israel of provoking conflict beyond Gaza, targeting Lebanon and Iran, and warned of broader regional repercussions. Al-Hayya dismissed the ongoing ceasefire talks in the Gaza Strip as futile under the current conditions. He accused Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Natenyahu of obstructing ceasefire efforts and exchange negotiations, asserting that Israel's actions indicate a lack of interest in peace.
There is no point in talking about ceasefire negotiations amid bloodshed and assassinations. Netanyahu and U.S. President Joe Biden had agreed on a preliminary agreement, but they added new conditions during negotiations. This shows that Netanyahu and his government are not seeking a ceasefire and do not want to stop the aggression.
Iranian analysts echoed this sentiment, suggesting that Haniyeh's assassination has further complicated ceasefire negotiations and could lead to retaliation from the regional resistance front. In response to Haniyeh's assassination, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas declared July 31st a day of mourning. Official institutions in the West Bank were instructed to lower their flags to half-mast, with Abbas condemning the assassination and calling for Palestinian unity. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and representatives of Palestinian militias held funeral prayers for Haniyeh and his bodyguard at Tehran University. Iran's new president, Masoud Pezeshkian, also attended the ceremony. The coffins were later moved through Tehran's streets to Azadi Square, where mourners threw flowers at them. The leader of Yemen's Houthi group, Syed Abdul Malik al-Houthi, declared on July 31st that Israel's assassination of Hamas political chief Ismail Haniyeh has escalated the conflict to a broader level, with severe repercussions for Tel Aviv. In a statement aired on the group's Al Masirah TV channel, al-Houthi stated, "The criminal enemy's involvement in targeting the martyr, Haniyeh, has elevated the battle to a wider scope and greater dimensions, the consequences of which will be dire for the enemy, God willing." Al-Houthi vowed to work with allies in the resistance axis to avenge Haniyeh and address the injustices faced by the Palestinian people.
The United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region.
If I were a Jew, I would be a Zionist. As a matter of fact, you don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
I have had the view for the past 24 years that the only way in which there will be peace in the Middle East is when the Arab nations know there is no division between the United States and Israel.
What my record has been, it has been unstinted in the defense and support of Israel.
The United States has never and will never lose our resolve. Israel will never waver. I'm never going to leave Israel.
We are not going to create any conditions on the support that we are giving Israel to defend itself.
We will always be there by your side.
The United States strongly supports Israel and its right to defend itself from Hamas, and that support is unwavering.
I wanted to ensure, is that still the case, that the administration has no red lines?
That is still the case.
Since October 7th, the United States government has provided billions in military aid to Israel and unwavering political and legal support, both domestically and internationally, in addition to direct military support. But as the Biden administration and the Democratic Party find themselves in a political crisis in the middle of an election year, there's been a specific media narrative shift on who's actually running the show.
Nobody expects Prime Minister Netanyahu to do the things that must be done to break the cycle of violence.
It's curious to me to see Netanyahu talk the way he does when he tried to interfere in American elections.
We could go down the list of what Bibi Netanyahu has done to make Israel weak.
It's a revolution where the youth and the students once more are on the front lines of this revolution. And everyone here, to the community, you must come tomorrow, the day after, and the day after, because the students here will remain steadfast.
No guarantee, no land on the rack now, no country, no form. Back to the peasant, to the falahin born. عارفين نعرفها طفل ورود تلم تلم ربنا معبود راسمة صنع عهود وقت الحزم حنا الجنود حرب وسلم رغم الحدود عنا حلم الغياب نستقبله يا ابن العين يا ابن النهر يا ابن النبع يا ابن البحر ابن السمك والزنقة هاي الزقة وهاي احنا بنت العين بنت النهر بنت النبع بنت البحر بنت السمك والزنقة هاي الزقة وهاي احنا
What's the soul of the 47? What's the soul of the 47? What's that soul in the 47? Shout with the soul in the 47. Find the fruit on the trees. Send it off to wherever you please. Make sure that the money comes back home, back to the peasant, to the fellaheen born.
Fantasma Yayaku. Nobody can stop Palestine. We want our genocide to stop.
Do you know where your daughter is right now?
Right now, gotta be somewhere because the police start chasing all the students. They are threatening. And if we don't leave the campus, we are gonna be arrested. But the students are so great. Look at them. They don't wanna leave the campus.
I mean, the basic argument for supporting Israel has been, first, we share values. Well, Israel is demonstrating the values of the Ku Klux Klan, and I don't share those values. And second, I mean, basically what's going on in Gaza is a mass lynching. It's totally extrajudicial, illegal, and brutal, and utterly inhumane. And the second reason is supposedly that Israel is a strategic asset. But I have never heard anyone describe what it does for us other than get us in trouble. So I think this is a moment in which the Israelis have made a huge mistake because, you know, the question they used to pose was, does Israel have a right to exist? Which is a rather strange question because it does exist. I don't know of other countries that run around asking whether they have a right to exist. But I think that question is being replaced now in much of the world by, does Israel deserve to exist? Can the world really maintain normal relations with a country that behaves in utter disregard of international law and in a completely inhumane fashion?
The fundamental problem of Washington's imperial policies is that they really do not believe that a Palestinian life and a Palestinian baby has the same value as a Jewish life and a Jewish baby.
You don't think they see it that way?
They don't see it that way because their assumptions are so deep, but everybody knows and the whole world knows. If there were a Palestinian genocidal assault on Jews and Jewish babies were being killed at the level and intensity that Palestinian babies were being killed, the US government have a qualitatively different policy. In fact, the US government would support the Jewish version of Hamas because, US government has a history of supporting various groups that kill innocent people when they conform with US foreign interests. So you can see when there's white babies or Jewish babies, we have one response. When there's Palestinian babies or brown babies or black babies, we have another response. So there's a racist element here, and that needs to be pointed out. And that would be also part of a West administration telling the truth. The condition of truth is to allow suffering to.
All of you are asking for a ceasefire, immediate one. Then I wonder, who is stopping you from implementing the ceasefire? If you tell me that the mighty Security Council, the 15th of you, including the permanent 5, who are saying that immediate ceasefire, are you going to prevail or allow the criminals to continue to prevail? Make up your mind. If you are the mighty Security Council, unable to control a violator of international law, a criminal killing tens of thousands of Palestinians, then you have to review your authority and your power.
Speak, my brother.
यूनिवर्सल टेलीविजन को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें, उसके बाद बेल बटन पे क्लिक करें और अपने कमेंट्स के सेक्शन में अपने कीमती जो ख्यालात का इजहार ज़रूर। यूनिवर्सल टेलीविजन को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें, उसके बाद बेल बटन पे क्लिक करें और अपने कमेंट्स के सेक्शन में अपने कीमती जो ख्यालात का इजहार ज़रूर।